is a fairy pool. I haven't been pixie-led, honest, Gov.
Hello.
Hi.
This is Ceri.
And this is Kat.
And we are
Tea in Valhalla.
So today you meet us on Dartmoor.
We're out and about exploring Dartmoor. We've broken free of the confines of Wiltshire.
We've left Wiltshire.
And we're having a day trip on Dartmoor. We're going to hopefully get a few miles under our belt, tuck in a few tours.
Bang in some tours.
Maybe see some stone rows.
Bang in a circle or two. And see a reservoir.
A reservoir.
Reservoir. That's my French. Oh,
but yes, join us and we'll see you shortly.
So those rocks up there that you may just be able to see, we will be going up those soon. They're Kestor Rocks, K-E-S-T-O-R. And obviously we're going to go down near that forest in a moment because it's near the reservoir. I don't think we're walking in the forest today, might walk around it. All depends what we get up to, I guess.
Might seek some refuge from the sun later on. We have sun blocked up this morning.
I have, that's why I'm so incredibly shiny. So yeah, so it's going to be quite a long one today, but it's quite beautiful.
What are we thinking mileage-wise then, maybe?
I think it will be about 16 odd miles, but it depends on what we see. We don't have to do that much.
No, we're just going to sort of use
we're just going to pretty much and poddle around. Got my normal map, my OS map and View Ranger. So we're just going really. Just going to bag some tours. It's just nice to be up a bit, you know. So there's obviously quite a lot of ground nesting birds at the moment, mating and doing their springtime thing. So we're going to try and stick to the open paths as much as possible. I haven't half missed this. I haven't half missed it. Just even seeing that dry stone wall down there. Let me spin you. I just think, oh, dry stone walls, the smell of peat, all of those things, mist, mad. Just so good to be out. So nice. Effing about it, the sounds. And I know we got out a fair bit around Wiltshire. It's just not the same. It's not the same kind of wild. I hear nothing but birds and wind. Can't really get that in Wiltshire. Not so long ago I did a course on grasses and I remember being told that this stuff here it makes its own like warfare. So this stuff is like its own tinder, so it sets fire to the stuff around it, and because it grows faster than the heathers and the gorse around it, it overtakes. And actually you can see that because you can see just how much yellow tinder is everywhere. Interesting. Grassy warfare. We're all at it. Even the grass is at it.
Just followed a bit of road down off the moors there. Through the gated area over here towards Fernworthy Reservoir.
How lovely. Now just coming out onto Fernworthy Reservoir. Seeing the dam. Glorious, look at this. Oh. Fernworthy Reservoir. 203 acres surrounding the reservoir are managed and conserved for amenity access. It is 64 feet deep, which is 20 metres. It has capacity of 38 million gallons, which is 177 million litres. And it has area of 78 acres, bloody hell. Dam was constructed between 1936 and 42.
But yeah, we're just going to park our bums down now.
And have a cup of tea.
Have a cup of tea.
Oh no. I can't do it with one hand. So, yay.
So that's tea stop of the day. And what a beauty it is as well.
Yeah, really nice. We just had half a sandwich. We're only a few miles into this massive walk as well.
We're trying to ration it. So we thought we won't have a whole sandwich.
No.
We'll have half a sandwich, a pack of biscuits, and a bit of chocolate.
And to be honest, I don't want to lie to you guys. About 10 minutes out of the car, we also had a cheese scone that I made last night.
Yeah. Yep, we did.
We're in this beautiful avenue of trees, going back towards the road now, so we can start heading back up onto the higher moor.
So we're just leaving Fernworthy Reservoir, doubled back down the woodland track, and have now picked up a piece of road walking. And we head up this way for a little bit.
Then we'll turn off on the left and then go back up onto the high moors, hopefully onto our first few tours.
Yes. Lovely views out over the moor.
Dry stone walls.
Lovely big, look at these big stone walls.
I mean, it's like flagstone walls, aren't they? That's huge.
Absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier how much I've missed the stone walls, amongst other things obviously, but things like the dry stone walls, the little things you take for granted.
We've got an hydration pack today.
Lots of water, yeah, I think we're carrying about 2.5 litres of water each, and a backup bottle as well.
Just in case, you know, just in case. Don't like to get dry.
Oh, instant hydration. Lots of little sips and often, and it'll see you well over a long walk like today.
Yeah.
So we've just come over the stile, heading down this little bit of valley here. Beautiful. Heading towards South Tyne River currently, dropping down, which always means there'll be a bit of an up at some point. But it's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely glorious. Yeah, it is really good to be out. It's crazy, crazy.
I think there's a little bridge just a bit further up that you can cross.
So there's no need for Ceri to start wading in. Pretty. Got to go uphill.
Nearly at the top of the hill. Got the old thighs and calves burning. But yeah, smashing. Not gonna lie, huffing and puffing.
Yeah, you know, some days you just get those days where you just out of path doing.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, we'll be going up mountains soon. Could barely get up this. It's funny though. I mean, that stamina does build quite quickly, so it won't be too bad. But
Yeah. And it's not like we haven't been getting out and about.
no, I know, but hills are so
It's
much different.
Yeah, it's the vertical, isn't it?
Yeah, verticality is so different to walking in Wiltshire.
So this here, guys, is wall pennywort, and it's edible. Have a little look. Tiny, perfectly edible,
On the wall.
and on the wall.
Does all the things it's meant to do. Wall pennywort on a wall. Perfect. Yeah, edible, and it's of the stonecrop family. So.
So we've just come up that hill, followed a bit of road, back onto the moors now. I've been greeted by a little outcrop of stone circles. What do you reckon, boobs?
Yeah, these are all, I'd say, sort of 500 BC odd. So I reckon these are probably mostly Iron Age, because this area here is well known for. So here they found the only smelter, iron smelter, that belonged to Iron Age people in the whole of Dartmoor.
Wow.
So obviously that means that here it was mineral rich on the surface, because obviously they didn't have the tools that came later.
Yeah.
So obviously it must have been rich in minerals here, whatever they were trying to find. This is obviously a work space. You see, there's like one here and one there. So it's most likely to be to either a hut and a smelting part, and then round him he would also have protection, so you'd have then another stone circle around him. Yeah. And obviously that would be like his barrier. So obviously, guys, it's really big actually, especially for their huts are normally absolutely tiny. Take a little wander for me. Look at that.
6 meters or so?
Yeah, which is not like, and this is obviously entrance and exit. You can even see the embankment that they'd created at one side. Yeah. In fact, this whole area is littered with signs of civilization, isn't it? Huts and walls and smelters apparently. Oh, smelting.
So we're going to take you next over to Middle Tor and then on to Kestor Rocks.
Yay! Woo! Come on, let's go. Pool. A pool for fairies, Ceri.
It's where fairies
get
drink.
in it.
This is a fairy pool. I haven't been pixie-led, honest, Gov.
Oh, interestingly, as we were crossing over from Middle Tor across to Kestor Rock, we saw like what I think is a bit of a stone row and a standing stone. So I'm going to go over and have a little look, as it's always a shame to miss these things if you're going by. And I think I said before, a lot of these rows, they're over processional. So it took people to somewhere or away from somewhere. It was sometimes ceremonial, and sometimes it was a defensive barrier, and more often than not it was to show the end of borders. But usually when they're in a row like this, so not just one but the other side, almost like a nice little avenue, they're usually always processional. So you file this way. You'll feel so historical. Heading up old Kestor Rock now. Ain't she a babe? Largest crater on the Tor in Dartmoor. Ceri, get in it. Get in it.
Can't hear you.
Look at that. Whee. Standing stone over there, look. Do you want to go to Standing Stone? Oh, so we're heading off to Longstone now, which is a medieval boundary marker, obviously used slightly later on to put in like the boundary stones for like Dartmoor Forest and Duchy of Cornwall and stuff. So, but that's much later on. It's actually really, really old. So this whole area is well known for the remains of the Beaker people so cool because often around their graves and areas that they lived in, you would find clay urns and pots and things. So special that they wanted to be buried with their pots and their, because it was so special to them, and sometimes they'd have the same, well, beaker people, like beakers.
Yeah.
For
So
practically,
when they found the remains, they found the...
They wanted to be buried. They found them so important, and they, you know, they were so pleased, and you know, it meant a lot to them that they got buried with them.
So this is Longstone.
This is Longstone.
About 3 meters tall.
3 meters tall.
I'm hearing an echo.
So these engravings, DC there, that's actually Duchy of Cornwall, etc. So it's just showing the different boundary stones. It's just a boundary stone, sorry, just showing the different owners. But obviously it's much older than that. I mean, it's medieval, and it was just a convenient way of telling medieval folk where they should be, where to go, whereabouts they were in the landscape. And then later on it was a bit nicked for landowners.
So we've just fired up the stove, topping up our teas, grabbing a bite to eat. We've just sat by Longstone and just soaking up the views. A bit lovely, isn't it? Yeah, sorry for the weird camera setup. We're charging up, we're having a bit of a pit stop. So we just finished off our tea break and top up of teas. We're just trying to find the top of Shovel Down before we then pick up our bearings and set off towards the next tour. But yeah, we're hoping to bag a few tours this afternoon.
And a clapper bridge.
A clapper bridge.
I like to be a clapper bridge.
And a high point as well, isn't there?
Ooh.
Oh god.
Oh yeah, quite a high tour actually. Over 500 metre odd.
So this is the top of Shovel Down.
433 metres.
And now we're heading this way.
I think.
You think? Nothing like a good 360 then setting off in a random direction.
Damn straight. This is probably the original road to the Tainhead Clapper Bridge, because the Clapper Bridge itself I can see is quite a wide one, and normally they only had them that wide if it was for tracking ponies over or carts. So this is probably one of the roads that they created to help with, well, movement. So we're just going to walk over this little river now. And this is still the North Tyne, I think, river. Oh, not bad. Like a pro. Not like his attitude.
I'm just gonna go for it, I think.
Right, so now we've got a bit of a wallop up this Sittaford Hill. She's big. So it'll take a while. Look up above you.
That was a Dartmoor weather phenomenon, potentially caused by pixies. A grass tornado.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, hold on. If you would, a strawtornado.
Just pushing ourselves up these hills still, Sittaford. And look, it's just in a massive stone circle. Over there. Hopefully we can head to that. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll get to the top of this first. One thing at a time, as Ceri always tells me.
One thing at a time, folks.
Wow. It must be the Cairn stone, I presume. Doink.
This is Sittaford Tor, 538 metres. What a beauty. Great views over Dartmoor as well.
This is absolutely stunning here. Absolutely stunning. We could make our way to that circle, I reckon. Down there. So this is our highest point today. Sittaford Tor is our highest point. And now we're gonna, we've decided we want to walk down, see the weird stone circle that we could see on the way up. We thought, oh, interesting.
Yeah. We mentioned it to you, so we thought we should share it with you. We should show you.
And also my mother gets mad if I mention something and then don't show it.
Yeah.
And then go off into the forest. And then find our way back via the forest, just because I thought it would be nice. And it would be a bit cooler because I'm getting really
very warm. Yeah. So we're gonna skull.
Yeah. Skull.
Skull.
Well, they do look a bit like that. To be fair, from here, because of their sort of stubby wideness, they do look a bit sheepy. If it was a bit misty. So these are the Bronze Age grey weather stones, and they named that after the idea that they look like sheep grazing. That's happened, it's in a few places in the UK where they've just called it grey weather because they look like the cattle grazing. And apparently, because they look so much like sheep, there's a story to be told that a pub not far from here, some people were drinking and some unscrupulous con man sold them a sheep to a farmer, and he sent his dogs out to come and get his sheep dogs out to come and round them up. And obviously they had a bit of a trouble due to them being granite stone. So
Big, aren't they?
they are.
Sheep-like, some might say.
I think I mentioned it before, but this is a Bronze Age circle, and they most definitely would have been ceremonial. So some religious suggedy boogedy. We're going to go up into the forest now. We're going to follow this wall all the way into the forest, which would be rather lovely.
So we're in the forest now, really overgrown, very nice for a shade, and let me tell you, it smells magnificent too. Yeah, it hasn't been touched in a long time.
What an absolutely stunning and eerie wood. He's right, it does smell magnificent. This is a Forestry Commission wood, so it has got a lot of monocropping going on.
So we're just coming through Fernworthy Forest now, following the bridle path through, one of many, and this should bring us out somewhere near Fernworthy Reservoir, where we stopped earlier for our first cup of tea of the day. It might be that it gets a second. Yeah, loving it. Much needed shade, shelter from the sun. Still sipping on our water, staying hydrated and snacking as we go as well. My stem ginger, I might have one of those now.
Still in Fernworthy Forest, and we've come across this stone circle. Mound, which I believe to be a burial mound. So it has some sort of ceremonial circle on around the outside, but this to me looks like it's been bulked up. It looks like it's been deliberately created into a mound. And then a little processional way, a very short processional way. And often the shorter stone rows did lead to burial mounds. And a stone circle, so yeah, interesting. So we've just come away now from the forest, found this nice little gate onto the reservoir. Now we're going to have a little reservoir walk.
You know what time it is. You gotta love a catkins. So yes, we just stopped, had a little brew, and now we're just picking up a track that takes us round the reservoir, and then we're just going to amend our route and potentially yeah, head back towards the sort of starting point, really, I think.
But also Ceri's footage of our first peak.
Yep.
Got murdered, so he wants to go back over that, so we should do.
I want to rebag it. I'm going to rebag it, guys. Been an absolutely smashing day. Just leaving behind Fernworthy Reservoir. Rejoined now on the track we came down this morning, back up onto the moors. Just starting to get a bit tired now. The legs are starting to feel a little bit heavy.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably somewhere around the 14-15 mile mark.
Yeah.
At this point. Been an absolutely fantastic day.
Yeah.
It's been a joy to show you a bit of Dartmoor.
You might be able to see there, that's where we camped in another one of our videos. Grimm's Pound is just there in the centre, and we walked all of that down. But it's really interesting to see where we've been, isn't it?
Great to look back, yeah.
So we're back at the high point, Water Hill. It was the first one we went up this morning.
Mound of stone.
Boop.
And smashing views up here as well. Come and have a look.
Help me, help me.
Whee.
Oh yeah.
So that's Princetown in that direction over there. I can't really name the tours, I won't lie. Tor brain.
His brain's full of tours. And by that I mean rocks. So we're going to say goodbye here.
Yes, thank you for joining us today on our wonderful adventure around Dartmoor. We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
Yeah, we've had an amazing time, although I'm absolutely cream crackered now.
Yeah, so we've just got about another mile or two to head back to the car.
Yeah.
That'll probably take us up to about 15 miles total for the day. And then it's a drive home and plenty of tea to charge back up.
Perhaps a chili con carne.
Maybe a chili con carne. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed the adventure. Don't forget to hit like, leave us a comment, and please subscribe and hit that bell notification if you haven't already. Really appreciate all the support, all the comments.
Yeah, and it really helps us out, so that'd be amazing. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you ever so much, really appreciate that. Stay safe and well.
And keep enjoying those green spaces.
We'll catch you again soon on another adventure.
Real soon. Take care.
Bye guys.
Bye.
Take care. Bye everyone.